Whoa, I screwed that up, didn't I? Hold on. There we go. It's still set up from yesterday. I didn't even realize it. Hi, guys, and welcome to SciFi Vision for December 29th. It looks like this is not streaming on Twitch. I was trying to figure out what was wrong with it, that it's not streaming on Twitch, but it's not telling me. It's for some reason not, and I'm afraid I'm going to screw up YouTube if I keep messing with it, but hopefully people who, if anybody there missed it, they will find it elsewhere, which, to be honest, most of the people on Twitch that watch it through Twitch, at least our show, they're not all like, a lot of them are just spam accounts. So I mean, we get some people, but most of the time we get it through YouTube. So there we go. So there is Discord. If you haven't joined our Discord, please do so, which I think probably most of you have by now, but that'll have our schedule for everything. Well, see, now it's giving me weird. I don't know. StreamYard's being weird. But tonight we have the 4th episode of The Artist, which just dropped on Christmas Day, that we're going to be talking about, called The Jealous Fucks. I think it's Fucks, not Fucks. Right? I got to think about it. I'm like, I know it's got fucking in there somewhere. Sorry. It's in there somewhere. And then also, just so everyone is aware, tomorrow night, I'm hoping, Scarlet, that you make it as well, but at 11:30, we're going to be having our New Year's Eve trivia at 11:30 Eastern tomorrow night, rather than on New Year's Eve, because I know a lot of people won't come online for that otherwise. So yeah, that will be tomorrow night. And yeah, I'm not sure exactly who all is going to be there, but I'll be there. I haven't even talked to some of the people yet, but at least I'll be there, and hopefully you will, depending what time your stuff is going on. Hopefully you'll at least be able to drop by. But yeah, we're going to do both New Year's trivia and maybe some stuff with like TV and movies of 2025, I'm guessing. Got to see what I can get ready. I haven't actually gotten the trivia questions done yet, so we'll see how that goes. But I just realized now, as I'm busy talking, there's like no picture in the box.
Yeah, there is no picture in the box.
Sorry, guys. I'm getting there.
There's a raven in the box.
Yeah, the New Year's raven's there, but that's the only part. The other part's missing. Here, I didn't even realize I didn't have it up. I usually try to at least get it up before I start. But let's see. Photo.
One of those days.
Yeah, it is one of those days. Somehow you can actually, I guess, edit the scene without messing up what people see. So they don't see me doing all the tech stuff, but I got to figure out how to do that. I don't have an updated OBS, so that might be why.
Other than just a black screen.
Yeah, no. Well, you're supposed to be somehow able to edit it like separately on another screen.
Yeah,
so
some people put like technical difficulties or have like be right back little.
Yeah, something. So at least people don't see all my bad tech mistakes, but something, we'll figure it out. But yeah, we'll trivia tomorrow. My New Year's raven there's already ready and waiting with his little hat on. Yeah, he's ready to party.
And Gay Paris, I see.
Yeah, actually, you're right. That is in Paris, isn't it? That's where their intermission is in this episode. They have their little clips of Paris. So I guess to start out, I know I just watched this literally like, half an hour ago, but you saw it, I think, a little bit before that. What did you think of this episode?
I actually liked it better than the last couple of episodes. Maybe because it was more mellow, and maybe because everybody was laying on the floor during part of it.
It was more mellow. I feel like it's finally kind of coming together a bit.
Gelling a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, because we know that like there's gonna be a murderer, but we really it really hasn't been. It's been leading up to it, but very slowly, and I feel like now it's getting closer to that. Because plans are being hatched, and it may lead to that. So yeah, I'm trying to see who's in the chat. Hey, Jen and Nicole, Kimberly, Dieter. Karen does not do our show for The Artist, Nicole. She does our Stranger Things show and Fandom Access, but not The Artist. Speaking of which,
Karen doesn't like art.
Yeah, she doesn't like art. No, she
hates it.
No, but I did want to mention, because that reminded me when I said that, we are going to be having the New Year's show tomorrow, but be aware, our normal episode of Fandom Access that we usually have Tuesday night, we're actually just going to be skipping. We usually do it anyway, but Karen cannot come till later, and she wanted to get to talk about Pluribus, and we would have had to do it without her. And then either she didn't get to, or we'd have to wait until the following week. And there wasn't anything else that both AJ and I saw, so we decided just to skip our regular Tuesday show tomorrow and go straight to the party tomorrow night. But we will be back to talk about the Pluribus finale next Tuesday.
The holidays and 12 days of Christmas mess up everything.
It does. But we're trying to get back on track, and at least we're I mean, I don't want to say we're caught up on the artists. We're not, because 3 episodes dropped, but we're on our regular schedule that didn't get messed up because of Mondays. And our final Stranger Things episode will be Sunday after New Year's, after the last episode drops. So we are caught up on that at least. But yeah, everything being on Thursday didn't
yes, exactly.
Kind of screwed it up for a little bit. Yeah. All right. Well, let me kind of go in order a little bit here, and please stop me if I go too fast. Yeah, like where am I have my recap here somewhere. Yeah, we have our little clip at the beginning showing I think we have 2 of them this time, don't we? Because I think the intermission is later, where they do the black and white thing. Well, maybe not. I don't have any pictures of it. I don't know. And one of them they show the thing about the ballet, but I'm pretty sure that's a bit later. So the first part, I mean, look, a lot of this show is voiceover. We know, it's been from the beginning, but
yeah, this one's almost been narration through the whole first part, like just telling a story. But she is writing it down in a journal, so it kind of
she is. So it makes sense, but it is kind of recappy, I guess you could say. Because it's telling us about the life of Degas. And for people who don't know, which I'll be honest, I didn't know a lot about him. I mean, I knew about like his paintings, but that's about the extent of it. And it kind of twists between his story and Lily, the ballerina story. But first it tells about him and how he was, this famous artist who painted ballerinas. Apparently did not like Jews, though. Did not want to sell his artwork to them. And I'm kind of like, okay, I'm assuming this was probably true, or they wouldn't put it in the show because it's making him look very not nice. But yeah, he worried about who he sold his paintings to. But it talks about, him painting the ballerinas, which is what he was known for, and that he was super famous, and that as his eyesight went, he started to do sculptures. I think the right word. I was going to say modeling. Yeah, sculptures of ballerinas instead, but they didn't do quite as good. And he ended up moving to America in order to become more obscure, because people were kind of they didn't like his sculptures, and he didn't want to be known for those sculptures, so he kind of moved away from it.
Yeah, I actually like those sculptures. Have you ever seen any Degas or those sculptures in real life? I like his clay work.
Not in real life, no. I have only been to museums mostly that are local to me, so not, or at least somewhat local to me. So I've never been to any that had that. But thanks, Cedar. Yes, please. I'm so bad at advertising my channel, ain't I? Please like the video and hype it if you can, and make sure you subscribe to SciFi Vision. Those always help. We need more traffic, people, especially if you like. The other thing is I always say, if you like our trivia that we do, that we're going to do tomorrow for the parties, please leave comments, let us know, because it is a lot of work to put together the trivia sessions, and I want to make sure people are enjoying them. And I would like to look into doing some of those other games, like those I think it's called Jackbox, Jack in the Box, something like that. There is actually some different games. I think it's called Jackbox. It's like Jack in the Box or Jackbox. It's something like that. But there's actually
one sounds obscene, another one.
Yeah, one sounds obscene. It's got Jack and it's got Box. I didn't get time to look into it, but anyway, you can actually play different games that you can have the audience like log in and participate live with you as you play the game. And there's some different things you can do. You do have to buy the games though. So if we do that, it would be a slow rollout, but it might be worth, trying if people like the game nights that we do, because I think they're fun. I've enjoyed doing it. It just is a lot of work. Hey, Amy, welcome. But that's tomorrow. Sorry, I got off track again. So we also hear about Lily, who is the ballerina we've known from the show, and we see these flashbacks of her with her mother when she was little, and her
I
mother.
didn't know her full name was Lilith.
Yeah, I think it was in the cast list. I think that's the only reason I probably even thought
Yeah,
about it.
because I had the closed captioning on, and I was like, "Oh, her name's Lilith." Lily
Yeah,
comes from that. I just didn't make the
no,
connection.
yeah, they don't. I don't think they actually call her Lilith, except for this one. They talk about it. But she's with her mother, who's telling her this story of as it says, perseverance. And this is all, of course, still in Marion's voiceover. But I mean, there's clips that it is the woman talking, but I mean, it's all part of her story, her telling the story.
Mhm.
Um, but telling her, that she has to keep with what she wants. And she tells her, she's telling her the story of Joan of Arc, but they're showing us the clips of other ballerinas working with Degas. So I think she was supposed to be telling her about actual Joan of Arc as opposed to like making up a ballerina story. I was a little confused when I saw that at first. I'm like, that's not Joan of Arc. Um, but I think it's just the way they're mixing the scenes together. But it's saying how bad she wanted to be a ballerina and stuff, and it's showing the
Mhm.
ballerinas that worked with Degas when he painted them. Although he did make them strip, he wasn't very nice to the ballerinas, telling them
Yeah.
what to do. There's where he's like, "I said strip, yes, right now," and I mean, he did that, and then he painted them, and he obviously didn't paint them nude, but did they
Yeah.
need to be nude for him to paint them? Probably not. I don't think that was.
I like how he kept awkwardly moving that girl's body that was like washing herself supposedly with water in the pan.
Yeah, yeah, she didn't have to be in a bath, for
The
that
bath.
pose, that's for sure. I think that is a real sculpture though, that pose, isn't it? It looked kind of
Yeah.
familiar,
Well, there are paintings of it. Yeah, I've seen a
the
lot of
paintings of
Degas
it.
in my day.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen them in books, but that's about the
Yeah.
extent of it. But yeah, it's just kind of showing how he treated them and how they were his muses and he painted them. But she's meanwhile reading the story when she was little about, sticking
Yeah.
with what she wanted and not giving up. But then
I
her
just
life.
remember the one where he had a naked woman and he touched her bosom and then touched the clay.
Yeah, he's figuring out the shape there. That's
Yeah.
there. I think he's touching her face. That isn't that photo, but that he was posing her
Yeah.
to sculpt her. But the thing is, they do. Her mother is telling Lily that it's not going to be an easy life if that's what she wants. And you do find out at the end of the episode, which is sad, that her mother's not even alive. Like she's been writing these letters, and her mother died when she was young. But that's later on in the episode. Um,
Yeah,
but
I found
Lily,
that really sad. I was like
it
actually
was.
surprised that I thought I felt really bad for her.
Yeah, I started wondering a little bit later into the episode if that was the case, just because they kept showing those clips. And it
Yeah.
made me wonder if she was going to die and that this whole time. And yeah, I mean, it's really sad because this whole story from the very beginning, she's been sending, we thought, writing these
Yeah.
letters to her mother to send her about she's going to be a famous ballerina and all this. And I guess it was her way to stay close to her after. But yeah, it was
Hmm.
really sad. I agree. I by the time they revealed it, I wasn't surprised, but I didn't
Hmm.
think about it all the way along. I didn't expect it. Um, but it does show the clips of when Lily meets Henry. And wait, I gotta hold on one second. I gotta get up my list of all the characters so I don't botch somebody's name.
Oh.
My memory sucks. I try to have a list with me so I don't mix it up too bad.
Yeah.
Because I know that's his last name. I was like saying Norman Henry. Couldn't remember what his first name was. Um, so it shows her meeting him and when he, tipped her, and then he ended up bringing her with him to live at his place. And it's also still talking about Degas, and that basically, even though when he was in New Orleans and he went to America, even though like he wasn't painting these super famous ballerina paintings anymore, or people didn't like his sculptures, it gave the people the idea that like they could hire him privately for their own paintings. And since he wasn't making the money with the ballerinas, that he was able to do that and agreed to it. And he kind of, went around the circle of rich people in New Orleans as painting their portraits. And that was where Norman met, well, not met him, but some of the people in his inner circle. He wanted to be introduced to him. And that, of course, is what led to him asking him to paint his poodles and scamming him pretty much. But yeah, Degas does not like that this is what he's doing. It says that he felt himself like a whore, a marionette, because he's, doing what he must to survive, and it wasn't what he wanted. But I mean, it sounds like he wasn't a super friendly guy. So I don't know, that some of it, at least in this story, wasn't his fault that it didn't go so well. But
I guess I should be reading up on Degas and see how his personality was.
yeah, I'm not sure if he was that cold or not.
Because there's always the temperamental artiste stereotype.
Yes, that is true.
Especially the French.
Yeah, but the point is, later in his life, when his eyesight was failing, he painted portraiture instead of continuing the ballerinas, which I'm assuming that part was probably true, that he moved on to something else since he wasn't making money at the ballerinas. And then it switches back after we see, sorry, I'm way behind on pictures here. It does also, Marion is saying that, I lost my thing here. Hold on 1 second. Is saying that she doesn't hate Lily, that she does actually see herself in her, so she can't hate her.
Doing some dancing.
Yeah, so yes, you're right. She's dancing around as she's saying this. Where did sorry, I was looking for something and I'm trying to figure out. Oh, there it is. Okay. I couldn't find it. But yeah, she doesn't hate Lily, even though Lily's sleeping with her husband, and she's, she realizes this, and she's known that from the beginning. But she says she doesn't hate her. And then let's see, that's more of her talking to Norman and wanting to go to Paris. It's kind of like showing what we've seen before. And like I said, I'm way behind. That was there where they were commissioning him for the portraits in New Orleans. And this is the group of people that Norman Henry was with.
Oh, this one guy in the scene.
Yeah, they're very pompous. But this is the group that he, asked to be introduced to Degas when it kind of all started in order to paint. There's his poodles. But he was Degas was getting very frustrated with what was going on. And seems like at this point he's kind of a drunk, and at least that's what they're implying, that he wasn't too happy with it. They were, laughing at his artwork, and that, like I said, they didn't like his sculptures, so he's not happy with where he's at right now. And then this leads us up to the beginning, where Marion is asking, what happened to him, and because she knew him as a famous artist, and he's saying that, the world was cruel to old men, and so he's not the artist he once was. There's the title card there, The Jealous Fucks. So she's hugging him, feels bad, I guess, for where it went, where his life's gone. And he even says she has passion. He feels great secrets. It seems clear that she likes him, or at least that's how he, I assume, is taking what she's doing. And look, she came into his room at night by herself. I can understand. I mean, not that means that he should automatically expect things, but I'm just saying back then a woman does not go into a man's bedroom alone. And that's where she came in, and he thinks that she wants to be with him. And he does try to kiss her in the middle of this whole conversation, which I thought was so funny, because she's like, they're having this moment, she's hugging him, they're close, and then he tries to kiss her. There's her flashback, sorry. He tries to kiss her, and she immediately flips out on him and is like, why would you do that? And getting very upset. And we meanwhile I want to say, do you think Norman knew what was going on? I was trying to figure out, because I have to assume that he knew she was in there because he's during this whole scene is like
Mhm.
saying, "I love you, I'm sorry,"
Yeah, that's what I
and,
thought. Yeah, I
and
thought that
breaking
too.
down.
But I
Yeah,
also
but they
thought
don't.
I thought she was being a little teasing too, because I think she does want to get with Degas. She's just doing the
Yeah,
weird
I think he does, and I wonder if
we know kind of thing.
yeah, I also kind of wonder if she's trying to hurt her husband because he has cheated on her, and then
Yeah,
she just at the last second maybe decided not to.
yeah. Or maybe
But
she just liked it because it was tender and she doesn't feel tenderness. And then
yeah,
just wanted to
yeah,
be something else after that, tarnish it, but then she blamed him for it.
yeah. I
Not so
think
much
that she
herself.
feels kind of unloved right now, and she's
Yeah.
not happy with her husband. But yeah, they were getting along really well, and then all of a sudden he goes to kiss her, and she's like, "Why would you do that? Why would you do that?" And starts screaming at him like,
Yeah.
he. I understand why he thought that. She didn't have to scream at him, but yeah, she starts yelling at him that he's just like all the rest of them. He's a blind punk. And as she's busy
They
screaming,
were kind of punks of the day.
yeah, I'm not sure where the blind punk came from.
No,
Um,
I mean, like impressionists and other people that would do different art movements were considered kind of punk rock in their day. So I thought that would fit. That fit.
that's true. That's true. That's true. But he suddenly is like inspired by her. And even though she's busy screaming at him, he's suddenly like, I want to paint you.
Why? Because their whole relationship is like passion. The passion.
Yeah, them passionately acting like they like each other, saying
Mhm.
that talking about the passion, and then her screaming at him all of a
But
sudden.
yet they can't. But yet they can. But they won't. But they
They
must. But they
can, but
can't.
they can't. Yeah. She does tell him absolutely not and starts threatening him, but he's just like, I want to paint you. And then she realizes that they can use this as an opportunity. I guess, and I was going to ask you kind of what you thought about this. Like I said, I've only seen it once this time. The other times I'd seen it again, so I didn't really get a lot of time to kind of think through a lot of it. But she wants to use this opportunity, and this is where she gets the idea to have him paint Lily.
Hmm.
So I at first thought maybe it was to get him back into painting ballerinas and being the artist that he was, but I
Yeah.
have to assume that her idea of painting Lily was that they were going to commission this instead, and then they were going to sell it and make a lot of money.
Yeah, that might be part of it.
I I don't know, like she didn't really explain her plan. She just that they could make
Yeah.
money on it. So I have to assume she was like, well, if we get him to paint a ballerina, it'll be worth lots and lots of money if we can sell it.
Hmm.
Um, because yeah, she gets this idea that rather than letting him paint her, she's going to
Hmm.
keep saying no, of course. And she's like, no, I'm married. You have I forget what she says, like he has no respect for the vows of marriage or something.
Yeah.
But she says that whoa, sorry about that. She says that she needs to convince her husband that they can use this as an opportunity. And she thinks about Lily and like I said, him painting Lily. And she comes to Norman in the morning and um, she tells him her plan. And again, we don't get really a lot of detail. That's why I just assumed it was they'll sell the painting. But he
Hmm.
thinks that she's just trying to, put him down because he said before, it seems like we kind of was under the impression that she had money and he didn't. He had money, but he made his money working hard. It sounds like she
Hmm.
comes from money. And he doesn't want to be looked down upon. And he, I guess, thinks that this is what she's doing and that she's trying to, I don't want to say make fun of him, but make him look bad. And she says, can't you just once not assume that I'm doing something to spite you? Because she's really doing this to try to save everything because they're broke. I mean, they're screwed. They've conned these
Hmm.
people, told them they're getting money they're not getting. And I did like the line wherever he starts talking about Lily and saying that Lily's fragile and Lily has these feelings and this will upset her and all this. And she says to him, do you know I'm also a human girl? Like he
Yeah.
never pays attention to her feelings, right?
Hmm.
And she's kind of like, hello, what about me? I'm your wife and you're not caring and I'm trying to help you here. Um, but he just says that, he is shameful of not keeping his promises to her and that doing this isn't going to fix anything. But she knows that it could. And she's a smart one, it seems like, in the relationship. And she's like, just, trust me for once. Can you trust me? And let's try seeing if this works. And then during the voiceover, she talks about how she has to try to manipulate Degas into, painting Lily and completely manipulate him. And as she says, that we have to remind ourselves as women that men do this all the time. So yeah, she's being or is going to be the manipulative one in this instance, because she has to talk him into it. And I don't think he didn't seem like he took that long to be talked into it. He seemed okay with it pretty fast, I thought. So yeah, he's down for switching and painting her instead. So they call her in, and I did have a couple of the intermission screen for the Capella, I guess you pronounce it, the ballet. This is about, again, the French ballet that she wanted to go to in Paris to dance. That Norman told her that she would get to go back to France, and she's been kind of holding on to that, hoping that she'd get to go back. And Norman keeps telling her, and she keeps believing it. And I think that's also why Marion feels bad for her, because she keeps falling for this, but she's naive. And so that's what a lot of this is kind of about them taking advantage of her, and how she feels just like Lily, because she was taken advantage of as a woman, not just by Norman, obviously, but also by, I keep wanting to call him Tesla. Fuck, I'm going to keep doing that.
Edison?
Edison.
How dare you call Tesla?
I know, it's funny. That's probably why I keep doing it, because it's funny. So that keeps popping into my head. But not just taken advantage of by Edison, but to some extent, she feels like she was taken advantage of by her husband. I mean, a lot of that may stem from him.
And Edison.
With Lily and Edison, yeah. But she does say at one point that she wished she had told Lily before it was too late, like where her life was headed, and that he was lying. So she does really seem to feel bad for Lily, but I don't know so much she feels bad for Lily as she feels she is Lily, and she wishes somebody had told her. And yeah, I don't know that Norman, I don't want to say Norman took advantage of her. It doesn't seem like he, other than the fact he's having an affair, it seems like he loved her at the beginning, but she married him because that's what you do, is like kind of how I got out of it. Like, she didn't want to get married. She wasn't going to get married to Edison, I don't think, no matter what, originally. But she fell in love with Norman after the fact. And it was kind of like she couldn't be this scholar that she wanted to be. She realized, that back then women are defined by their men. And she went off with him. But I guess the life wasn't what she expected it to be. And she felt cheated. And she knew that he was doing the same thing to Lily by telling her, oh, you'll get to go to Paris and dance and that way, when he doesn't have the money. He's only using her to sleep with him. Now, whether or not he did stuff like that to her, I don't know. She does mention, quite a few times that she sees herself in Lily. And I've kind of often wondered if he found her as a dancer when she was young, but they've never gone into that. So I kind of assumed that might just be something that I thought of. I don't know. Do you ever get that opinion that maybe that's how they started?
Oh, I don't know. And I mean, I don't know if she went from inventing the light bulb to being a dancer, but
that's true. Yeah, I guess
she could have. But I didn't know if dancing was just like a metaphor for like freedom,
Yeah, I guess.
So
that's true.
When she dances by herself, she's just being free,
Yeah, that's a good point. I forgot that she wouldn't. I guess she wouldn't be a dancer, but
I like these stills too. The one you have up right now, and the one before it. I mean, the one before it almost looks like there's dolls. They almost look like dolls.
They do. I thought they were dolls when I go back and look at the picture, but I know they weren't. It was video, but it had that effect on it when you take makes like that tilt shift thing that makes things look really tiny.
Yeah.
It's from a video. But yeah, at any rate, she wanted one thing out of her life, and she ended up married and stuck with him, and felt like it wasn't fair.
I like how they put Lily's face in this one.
Yeah, I know. I like how they badly photoshopped it. But I mean, look, he's outright conning Lily. I don't think he necessarily did that to his wife. She feels like that, but I don't know that he
You don't think
did
he
that
was being honest at all about it?
to Lily.
Yeah.
You know, I think maybe if he had money at the beginning, which I'm guessing he probably did before he lost it all,
Yeah.
I think that maybe he believed it, but I still think he was using her and he just wanted to sleep with her. Like maybe at the time he thought, "Oh yeah, I'll send you to Paris," and then he just didn't have the money and he didn't care.
Yeah.
I don't know. You think he intended to send her originally?
Yeah, I thought maybe he intended to be like a patron, like maybe, you know, I mean, not only to be a patron, but to be showy about it, like in the Gilded Age, everybody's a little showy, like, I'm a patron of the arts, you know,
Yeah,
I'm
well
gonna
that's
send this
definitely
dancer.
yeah, well that was like when he was trying to hire Degas as well. Like he wanted a
Hmm.
lot of this he did as a status symbol.
Yeah,
And I guess yeah, to be patrons, she like comes to live with him, and it's with the idea that she dances for him, but that he'll eventually put her in a ballet or something. I don't know exactly how it's supposed to work, but
yeah,
um, yeah, I mean, I don't know that when he originally brought her home, it was the intent to sleep with her and not send her there. I doubt that, but
hmm,
um, it's not super clear. His wife definitely thinks he never, that was never going to happen and that wasn't his intention. But she also knows now that he doesn't have money. So what he originally planned, I don't know. And he did. I mean, it's not like he hid it from his wife. I mean, he was all like, "She's coming to live with us. This is my wife." So yeah. I do though, talking about all this, I did want to mention, it does say at the beginning of the show, which I'm assuming it's like, I think it was supposed to be the title of her journal, I can't remember, but it says an allegory of a prostitute.
yeah,
And
that's what I saw too.
yeah, and they do talk a lot in this episode about like even Degas feeling like a whore because he's
Yeah,
not painting what he wants. And like you said about freedom, she even Lily even says she something about like I think she said she dances for herself or something like that. So it's
yeah,
not meaning prostitute like literal prostitute, but
but it could
yeah,
also be the role prostitute.
well, it could be too, but I don't think in this case, I think it being her story, I don't think she means it that way. I think it more means that she feels like a whore, like she's given up everything that she wanted, and what she planned with her life in order to live this life that's more comfortable, and that maybe she sometimes regrets that. But I
Mhm.
guess that's where we have to see too who even in the murderer is. For all we know, in the end, maybe she'll kill him. We don't know because we don't know how he ended up dead, but
Yeah,
we know it's getting closer. Um, and this is where Evelyn here is writing a. I thought at first she was writing a letter to her husband, uh,
yeah,
and I was, Harry Thaw, and I was like, okay, I was hoping Clark Gregg was going to be in it again, but obviously he was not.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
but
his name's pretty high up on the credits. You'd think he'd pop
yeah.
in again.
Yeah, I thought he'd be in more than he was. We've only seen him in tiny bit in episode 2 and then in episode 3.
Yeah.
But
Well,
this is
let me
closer
tell you,
to.
Evelyn in this episode, Evelyn's my favorite.
Yeah, oh, I love Evelyn. She's great.
Yeah, she's
But
crazy.
she is crazy. She's crazy. She's writing these letters. At first I thought I read it wrong when it says dear maid and then the next thing says dear chef. So
Yeah.
and I thought at first she was writing to the people who worked for her back at home, but no, she's writing to the people that work at this place, this manor. She doesn't even know their names. I mean, that's not to say who knows. Maybe if they were her servants, she wouldn't know their names either. But she's writing to all the people that work here at the household and inviting them
Hmm.
to her mock trial, to her dress rehearsal for the trial of her husband. And I don't know if she came up with this idea or this was partially implanted by the lawyer that's coming to do the mock trial. I think it's more just Evelyn's thing. I think that ever
Yeah.
since they said to her, "This is the crime of the century," she has
Hmm.
been repeating that line, over and over again and saying she's going to be this famous woman because of this trial. She's acting like it's this play, this role. And I think to her, it kind of is. I mean, she clearly didn't love her husband. She married him for the money so she wouldn't be destitute, so she wouldn't have to be a prostitute. Um, I mean, it does pretty much highlight in this episode she was a prostitute
Yeah.
um, until she married him, even though she made
No,
it
I'm
sound like
saying. Oh, it's an allegory of prostitute.
if you count her, yeah. And she only married Harry so her and her mother would have money. And now she thinks it's like this big break that she's gonna, have this role and it's a trial. She doesn't. I don't know if she doesn't get it or she's so intent on stardom that that's what she thinks is going to happen. I'm not entirely sure, but
I
she
think
thinks
I
it's going to
think I think it's all melodrama. Writing out the letters, putting the little wax, seals
yeah,
on them. She's
she's
very
very melodramatic.
melodramatic.
Yes, yes. Um, and it's funny too because she clearly, we find out later in the episode, has already figured out that the Henrys are poor at this point, but
Yes,
yet she's staying with them and
because they
requesting.
served white wine with beef.
I know,
They
but
always
she's
serve red wine
accepting.
with beef.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know, but she's accepting everything that they're giving her, and we're trying to get more out of it. She's clearly trying to milk it for what she can. Staying there. Well, she also has nowhere to stay right now that her husband's in prison awaiting trial. But yeah, she is intending to use it as a for her career. And then we in between have her coming around to the different help and giving them the invites. And this is the guy earlier that in the first episode broke his leg that I guess they're still tending to. It looks like maybe they did cut his leg off. It's hard to tell the way they got it, but
Mhm.
yeah, all because of a broken leg. Like it was crazy. This doctor clearly doesn't know what the hell he's doing. And it's meant to be funny, but she's like, hey, you got to come to my trial today. Here's the invitation. Like she thinks it's this big thing. She's inviting these people and that she's doing them this big favor, inviting them. And they all look at it like she's completely insane, right? Dress rehearsal trial of the century. So there you go. There's her
With
little,
hearts.
but yeah, little hearts and everything. And then meanwhile, as she's getting ready for that, because she does, I guess it's interspersed here. She does go outside and talks to the other help and tells them
Yeah.
to
Her,
come.
my
Um,
favorite line is like, if you don't know English or you don't know
yeah, if
how
you
to
don't
read,
read, this is what I'm saying. Yeah, that's after this, but she does go out and she's like explains it to them like they're simple. It's at 4 o'clock. This is a mock trial. It's not real now, but you have to come see this and come support me. She's nuts.
I,
Um,
I I might have figured out that few of you can't read, so it's at 4 o'clock.
yeah, she's very, very condescending here. That's for
Yes.
sure. Meanwhile, Degas is getting ready to paint Lily, and he's extremely rude. He calls her a blob
I
uh,
know.
as he's
It's
trying
horrible.
to pose her. He's like, "You're a blob," and she's like, "I'm not a model, but I am a dancer."
Well,
Um, yeah, and he's like, "You don't act like a dancer." And she's like, "I don't act like one of yours." He expects her just to bow before him and do what he wants, and he does ask her to strip, and she's not happy with that. There's where he's posing her. That guy's just eating it up, Marius or
yeah.
Marius, I think Marius. Um, I can't find it now, but yeah, he's enjoying it very much so. Um, but yeah, he's very. I mean, he treats her like a thing. I think that I don't know. Like, I think when he hired these women, like he probably hired prostitutes originally a lot of times. And even earlier in the episode, when he's talking to the ballerinas, he's like, strip. It's like he's this famous artist and they must do what he says. And he expects them just to bow before him. And
Mhm.
clearly that's not Lily. And she's not about to do that. And he doesn't like that. And then, like I said, this is Evelyn, you telling them all they need to come. And then we also have Henry and Marion are getting ready. They're going. I don't know if I was a little confused if they are. At first, I thought they were just saying they were going to meet the lawyer and they didn't get that she was doing this. But that looks like her invite sitting there.
Yeah, it's her
So,
invitation. It's definitely her
so they're
invitation.
totally leaning into it too, even though they
Yeah.
know it's just this lawyer coming. I guess they've agreed they're getting dressed up, but they also don't want her to know they don't have money, so they have to act like they're still
But
all
she does.
yeah, all rich and everything, and they keep up appearances. And Marion is talking to her husband. She comes to the door. I love this scene. This scene was so funny. She's in the middle of getting dressed. She's his wife. But back then things were different. But I guess the fact that she's half dressed, he hasn't seen her in a while, and he like is kind of staring there like with the the
Yeah.
puppy, whatever you call it, the
Well,
eyes. I can't think what to call
I
it in the
like the way
cartoon.
that she also threw her clothes to the help. Like she threw her clothes at the help.
Yeah, she's just kind of like they have no respect for the people that work for them.
Yeah.
That's quite clear. But she doesn't get that he's looking at her like that. And I think that to me, it seems like in this episode that he's coming back around to wanting her again, whether it's because he feels guilty for what he did or whether he likes that she's speaking up for herself. I don't know. Or if it's just he's jealous because he doesn't want her to be with Degas.
Well, you
But
know the
he's
title of the episode, Jamie.
the jealous fox. I know.
Yep.
Either way, he's got jealousy going on, but he did enjoy those. Right. What Chad said. I don't know if I should put that on the screen. You're not wrong. So yeah, he wants to look. Hey, they're married, right? He's allowed to look at his wife. And then back here where with Degas and Lily, this is where he's demanding she take her clothes off, and she's saying that she won't.
I really like this still. I like the
Yeah.
lace on her shoulders. You can see it really well.
You can. It looks pretty.
I was admiring it when I was watching the show.
Yeah, no, they have really pretty costumes.
Yeah.
But he's yelling at the help to open the, make it brighter, and they're like ripping all the curtain or the.
Yeah, why did they have it so dark in there?
I don't know. I guess because normally she dances in there, probably doesn't want like light sunlight in her face. I don't know. But he's yelling at them around them too to get what he wants. But he just expects her to strip and let him paint her naked, and she's not having any of it. And he's really surprised and shocked that she don't want to do it. This guy's kind of trying to push her into it because he wants them to get, he wants to get to take her to Paris. He wants her to get known from being the subject of the painting. And then while this is all going on, clueless Evelyn comes in and starts talking about the trial again, but she sees what's going on and she's just like, oh, I'll do it. Oh, yeah. I know. She acts like he asked her to do it. Like it was really her that he wanted to do it. And it's funny because I know she's just stuck on herself and she's, stuck up, but like I don't know. It's just funny because it's clear that she's very desperate and she sees everybody as below her and she's just kind of like, oh, you wanted me to strip? All right, I'll strip for you. And this is where I said it shows that she was clearly a prostitute, the way with the things she says, that she's done that. I mean, we knew before that she, posed nude and stuff. Not that necessarily makes her a prostitute, but whenever later Degas asks her about did her not her husband, did what's his name, Stanford White, the one that her husband killed. She had told her husband, well, she hadn't exactly told her husband that. She insinuated to her husband, I guess is the better description, that the guy had raped her. And we know from when she talked to the Henrys before that she's like, oh, I only intended to sleep with him for money for a little bit of time. My mother was there after all why this happened. And it was like that weird, awkward scene that happened before. So she clearly was sleeping with people for money and doesn't seem to get, she didn't want people to think that, but that's what she is. Yeah.
I was going to say, whatever which way, she's quick to take her shirt off.
She is.
Or her mace.
Yes, she is. And like
she's like, I'll do it.
She's like, I'll do it. I know that's what you really wanted. It's fine. And the swing girl, she does whenever Lily says she doesn't know who she is. She's like, I'm the swing girl. That was funny.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I guess people know that she's usually there at Madison. Well, like literally swinging at Madison Square Garden. But yeah, she is quick to want to strip. And Degas does say to her, no, she's desperate. So he doesn't want to paint her. And she's just like too stuck on herself to even see that, right? She's very ditzy. But it's just in the best way. This scene's great. This whole scene's great. Like they're all so I'm trying to think of the right way to say it, but like they're not aware of anything. I feel like both really all three of them, like they're not aware of what's going on around them. Like they're all involved in themselves. And I understand Lily. The only thing she's right now caring about is I'm not stripping naked for you, which is, okay, and probably the way she should be feeling. But she doesn't get like Evelyn's like pushing her way in, and Evelyn is doesn't know, doesn't seem to see Lily or what's going on. She's not getting it. And Degas just like, you're so desperate. I don't want you.
Ignorant.
Yeah, he wants a ballerina. Evelyn is not a ballerina. I don't know. I mean, if he painted other women, he probably would have been like, okay, but he wants a ballerina. Which, to be honest, considering he's making a still life painting and he's posing them the way he wants, I don't know he really needs a ballerina for that, especially if he's making them be naked anyway. But yeah.
But maybe he thinks it's better to have a woman who's shy about the nudity as opposed to somebody who's brazen.
That's true. Yeah, it means more. But to be fair, he's not painting them nude. I mean, he's painting them as they're nude, but he's not making them nude in the painting. So it's not like it really would make it different. Yeah, but I think, I don't know, maybe I'm sure it does make it easier to some extent to paint their body if you can see it, but like they don't need to be nude, they could be in underwear or whatever and you could still see them. So yeah, I don't think it's necessary. He's just a man and, it's like that. I don't know if he really did that or not. He probably did. But Evelyn's trying to be part of it. She's pushing herself in. She's already taking her clothes off. Lily's telling him she won't do it. And then she ends up knocking. Well, she doesn't exactly knock him. Degas kind of walks backwards and then he falls. I mean, it's because Lily's advancing on him, but he sort of knocks himself down. And here's where he says, I'm looking at my notes. He says, you reek of desperate. But he does fall, and Lily says she'll go get the doctor. Or no, she tells Darius to go get the doctor. And Evelyn, I don't quite know why, she lays down on the floor beside Degas and just like has this
she's
conversation. Yeah, they're just laying there together having this conversation. She still doesn't get it. Lily's sitting there like doesn't know what to do. It's just funny, the situation. But he's supposed to be going to get the doctor, and they're waiting as this happens, and it meanwhile shows he's screwing the guy.
Yeah.
I think that was the doctor, wasn't it? So he's not going to get the doctor. He stopped to have sex with the doctor instead. So he's not coming. But this is where I don't know if it was Lily or Evelyn. I think it might have been Evelyn, but I think it was Lily, brought him a cold cloth and was being nice and like dabbing his face. And he's like, I want it colder. I want ice. And, she was being nice doing that as it was. That was kind of rude, but he wants ice. And this is where Evelyn starts talking about saying that she realizes that the Henrys are poor because they don't have ice, which they would have if they were rich.
Yeah.
They don't, like you said, they have, what is it that they eat?
They have white wine with beef. You never have white wine with beef. You have red wine with beef and white wine with chicken and vegetarian dishes.
Yes, so you have to, she knows that they're not.
Ergo, they're poor.
They're not as sophisticated as her. So she's like, oh yeah. She's like,
no ice.
Hey. Yeah, and she's like, hey, it's been done to me. You just move on. They've conned you, but it's okay. It'll be okay. You just move on and go to the next mark. It's basically, she doesn't say mark, but that's basically what she means. You move on to the next person to make money off of.
Patron, she says.
Patron, yeah. But she pretty much means you move on to the next person you could scam. Is kind of what she's saying, because she's the one doing it. And she's a grifter. Yeah, but to be fair, like recognizes like, right? She knows that they're the ones lying, and she's still staying there milking them for what she can. And right now she has no money because her husband's in prison. But that's the only reason she married him.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Gotta do what you gotta do. Yep. She also, this is where Lily says, "I don't dance to be seen." So she dances because she likes to dance, I guess is what she's implying. And
It seems
The other thing,
contradictory though, because she wants to be on the
she wants
Paris
to go to
stage.
Paris. Yeah, I
And
know.
if
She
she
wants to
let
go to Paris.
Degas pay her, then she would be closer to being on the Paris stage because that would be a level of interest.
Yeah, no, you're right. But she doesn't see it that way. She thinks she's doing it just for fun. And she doesn't want to look at herself as, saying she's sleeping with Henry in order to get ahead.
I mean, understand
Which,
then. They had that earlier scene where that guy made a remark about wanting to see her bosoms, so
yeah, that too. And she looked at him like,
she could
no.
be a
And
little bit on edge because of that.
mhm. Well, that was supposed to be, wasn't that supposed to be when he first brought her home? That was like from a long time ago. I think that was in the flashback.
Mm.
But whether or not she stripped then, we don't know. I'm guessing probably not. But
Yeah.
yeah, she doesn't see herself that way. I guess she's deluded herself into thinking she actually loves, him. I don't
Yeah.
know. Because she's clearly having sex with him. And I mean, from an outside point of view, it does seem like she's doing it to go to Paris, but she
Mm-hmm.
doesn't want to think she is. So I don't know. Maybe she does care about him. She thinks she does. But during all this, there's also the part where Degas asks Evelyn if she's a Jew because she asks so many questions.
Did she
That's fine.
say, I don't think so?
She's like, I don't think so. Like, how do you not know? But this is where she tells him basically that she knows that they've been manipulated, and she just says, "You get over it, you move on to the next benefactor." And
See, having them all lay down on the floor like this creates a really interesting cinematography dynamic.
it does. I like the way they
It
filmed
looks
it.
really nice.
Yeah,
To
and
put it
it's
bluntly, layman term.
I also find it funny though that Lily is like tending to him and being nice when she's totally mad at him for what he just did. Maybe she
Yeah.
feels guilty because she made him fall. I don't know, but she's being nice to him now.
Yeah.
But they're having this conversation, and she does. Isn't it her that says she wants to be loved unconditionally? I'm pretty sure that was her that said that, not
Yeah.
Evelyn. Yeah, so I think maybe she is kind of has deluded herself and thinks that or thought that Norman loved her. She's told herself that, I guess, and not come to terms with, I guess, what the truth is, but she doesn't want to accept it. But yeah, they've been played, and this is where I believe that it's Degas that comes up with the idea. He's unable to move too, he says, but he wants to work with her. And he says that there must be some money. And she talks about how he talks about how Marion mentioned the safe that there was money in whenever he was threatening her husband, and that they can steal it. And I love how Lily asks him, "Are you a murderer?" I think it was. I'm getting mixed up. Who said what? I didn't write down who said what. I think it was Lily that asked him. I said, "Are you a murderer?" He never answered her. Which I thought was so funny. Like he's just laying there and they're talking to him and he's like not telling them whether he's a murderer or not. But his idea is she steals the money and then she splits it with him and they take off. Although I have to question, like, I agree with her. Like, why would she give him half the money? Why wouldn't she just take it and go?
Yeah.
But she makes the agreement that she'll split it with him. As long as he takes her to the opera. He wants her to take her back to France. She wants to go back with him to France. And for him to tell people that she's this wonderful ballerina because she thinks they'll listen to him because of who he is. And she clearly doesn't understand that he's doesn't have the status he used to have. But she says that she'll split the money with him as long as he goes there and says that she's a great ballerina so that they'll let her in the opera. And she says that he also says at first he won't do it because he says something like he won't comment on what she thinks means the arts. And she says that, her art is that she dances. He paints, she dances, and they survive. And that if he agrees to this, then they'll both survive. If not, he's going to die laying there because she ain't going to help him. And yes, you're right, Jen. She needs to stop relying on men. I think Marion does too. Which is why, as I said in our
this is the time that you had to.
It is the time. But I think it would be really interesting if Marion ended up working with them. Like, I think Marion should help them scam Norman. Just because I think it would be hilarious. I think it would be. Yeah, and as they're doing this discussion, there's more of Marion's voiceover, and this is where she's saying there's nobody that works in the house that wouldn't steal the money for them if they knew where it was. And but they're going to yeah, they're going to try to steal it, but it all depends on Evelyn and her plan to have the mock trial, because they need to get everybody out of the house, so they'll do it while she's having the mock trial. I guess Evelyn doesn't realize what they're planning because she's asleep, but I feel like she might be down with it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
I feel like she might be, right? That's why I said I'd love all the women to get together and screw over Norman. I just think it'd be funny. But this is the scene where I thought it was that they were at dinner, but it's not. They're all waiting for the mock trial, and she just hasn't shown up. Evelyn never showed up. Now we know she didn't show up because she's asleep, and he was hurt. Dagon was hurt, but they don't know this because the other guy was. I already forgot what his name is. Darius. I cannot find. They changed the list of the people on the main page, and I don't. I want to say Darius, but that doesn't sound right. My nose is itchy. Maybe Marius. That's what it is, not Darius. Marius. He never told anybody what happened because he's busy. Sorry, I need a Kleenex. He's busy off fucking the doctor instead of doing his job. So they have no clue what's going on, and they're just sitting there waiting and waiting. And apparently, because it's Evelyn, they'll keep waiting, and will be willing to wait. And her mother, who is so, I don't know, out of it, doesn't seem to be, I don't know, really aware of what's going on. And she says something like, I wrote it down somewhere. She says something like, this basically asks if this will finally be the thing that she does that will give them what they need. I really thought I wrote it down, but I didn't, evidently. So, hey, Fletcher, welcome. So yeah, that's the end of that. They're waiting for her, and they're going to be waiting for a while. And they're talking about the safe. They agree to steal it. And like I said,
French
Evelyn,
back and forth to each other to be secret.
yeah,
I
that's
didn't
true.
think they wanted Evelyn on it because they were talking French.
Yeah, I didn't. I guess that's true. They're probably trying to purposely ignore her, but she's not. She's asleep, so she's so ditzy. I don't think that she would.
She's the
know
best.
anyway. She is, but she's
She's
not
the best
aware
of
of
being
what's
the worst.
going on. Yeah, she's the best of being worst. You're right. Meanwhile, Marion there is trying to get her plan into action with the painting and thinks everything's going to plan. Norman's still upset. And then we go back again to Lily's flashbacks, where she's talking to her mother again as she's writing her. Hey, B. And she's been writing her mother like throughout the season, telling her about her, all these plans she has to go dance in Paris and everything. And she's continuing that in this episode. But it's interspersed with the flashback. And that's when you see she starts crying, and you see, I think it's a picture, that you see that her mother actually died when she was little. So she was alone, I guess, for a long time, because she's saying she'll get to be there with her, and we'll have a ticket for her and all this. So I guess it's really sad and tragic, but the point behind it is that her mother never got to see her dance, I think, is why. That was the one thing she wanted, that her mother was saying she had to be strong and keep trying at. And she thinks is going to get it. And her mother's not around to see it. So yeah, it was kind of a sad ending to a funny episode. That, like I said, I kind of wondered earlier in the episode if that was coming, just the way they were showing the flashbacks and the way they kept having her lay there with her mother.
Because at first they didn't show the mother in the flashbacks like in previous episodes. So I thought maybe she was just an artist trying to panhandle, but it was clearly that her and her mom were like on the street and probably panhandling, like her trying to, do her twirls and stuff to get a little bit of money for food. And it's just so sad.
Yeah. And the way they kept, like, her mother was just, the way she was laying there, I just kind of wondered a little bit earlier on in the episode, and it ended up that it was.
Yeah, she might have been sick, on top of it,
Yeah. So this whole time because she puts the letters away in a little box. So she's just, I mean, she's not writing to her. She's writing, I mean, she's still writing to her. That's how she deals with it.
Yeah,
But
she's
she's
coping
not,
with it.
yeah, but
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
not.
The saddest thing about the scene is when her mother's dead and she's holding her, and people are just walking past.
Yeah, nobody does anything about
Like
it.
nobody's
And
even stopped.
yeah, and that's why, like, Norman, to her, Norman saved her life. I mean, he
Yeah. Hmm.
came and gave her a place to live and food to eat, and you know, she thought that he was really going to make her dance and
Yeah.
give her what she wanted, and he maybe just wanted sex. We don't know what he originally was after. Like I said, I think that maybe she thought that there was more to it than that, which you would think that she would know. He's married, but she figured, I don't know, maybe she thinks he'll eventually leave his wife. Who knows? But yeah, whatever it is, it definitely doesn't mean the same to the two of them. And it seems like maybe in this episode, after what Evelyn said, she's more aware of the truth of what's really going on. And I think she feels trapped too. She feels like she can either continue on the path she's on and keep sleeping with him and may never make it to Paris, or she can try to take back, in a way, some of that agency and, take the money that she's owed, or that she feels she's owed, and they can go off. And the thing that I think is even more sad, though, is that this idea that she can go with Degas to Paris, and she still thinks that this will work, that this will get her to dance. Not that she'll survive because she'll get some money, but that, like, she thinks this is a new avenue for that to happen, and it's clearly not going to happen. But she still is pretty naive and doesn't seem to see that. So yeah, it's sad. I think it's sad, but it's a moment of sadness in an episode that overall was pretty funny. I mean, this show it's got dark humor, but it's quirky and it's funny, and this was definitely the sad moment.
Well, it makes
But
you think of like the artist, just the title of it could be like her as an artist, like an artiste as a dancer, and then Degas as a painter, and then they would
yeah,
just take off.
oh
The
yeah,
artiste.
yeah. She tells him she's an artist. I mean, she definitely is an artist. She's just a different kind of artist.
Yeah.
I just think that, I don't know. Part of what I find is interesting is this kind of juxtaposition that they're playing with Marion. And, like, I get that she sees herself in Lily, but she even says she doesn't hate Lily. She wishes she had told Lily earlier that this was going to happen. Like, she truly feels bad for this woman. And that's why I just think that it could be so much more interesting if it ended up that, like, the three of them hatched a plan together. That's what I would love to see. I don't know that that's what's going to happen, but that's what I'd like to see. Because I feel bad for Marion too. She's kind of got the short end of the stick. Although it does seem like at times that, Norman maybe loves her or did love her. But yeah, he was having an affair. He's a dog. So,
well, I think she also got like a lot of like trauma from Edison as well, because like she could see herself as an artist because she created the light bulb.
Yeah, and it was taken from her.
And that is a form of art. Patents are like a form of art in themselves,
Yeah, and her dream was taken from her in the same way, and she feels let down and like she's settled. And but you know what? If there is any money left, it's going to all end up going to her probably, unless he still owed them all money. Because when he dies, that's why I think it's interesting, like, knowing we know the murder victim, but we don't know anything about how he was murdered yet, or what happened. As I said earlier in the watch party, I still think that it's going to end up that either he did it to himself, or it was an accident, or maybe that more than one of them are involved in it. Just because I don't think it's going to be a straightforward one of them killed him for money or something like that. Like, it seems like it's too, that's not the kind of show this is. I mean, it could even end up, I said this earlier too, I could even see it ending up that he wasn't really dead. Like, it wasn't really him. And they phrased not phrased, but like that they've been filming it in a way with her reading the diary that makes it sound like it's him, and maybe it's not really him, or he's he could be even pretending, but I think more likely, like maybe that it wasn't him in the first place, and it's just the way they've presented it to us. I don't know. I just think there's going to be some kind of weird, funny twist to it at any rate. So.
Yeah, I thought that she was going to find like maybe $5 in the safe.
Oh yeah, I don't think there's going to be tons of money in there. But maybe there might still be something funny that happens when they find that only a couple bucks or whatever. But no, I mean, he was clearly with Degas was leading him on and not intending to pay him. He's like, I'll give you an IOU is basically what he said.
Yes.
Which is why you don't accept that because you get screwed if you do that. So yeah, I think that in the beginning he had money, like when he was first with those rich guys and that, I think that he must have at some point had money, but I think that he probably squandered it and didn't want to admit it. And I think his wife is the only one that knows that. And yeah, now it's coming, things are coming due and it's coming to bite him in the butt. So, we'll have to see what happens next, but clearly whatever happens, it doesn't end up good for Norman.
If it is Norman.
Well, if it is Norman, right? I'm saying because I said it may not even be. I don't know. I just think there's some weird.
You just think there's going to be a farce somewhere.
Like yeah. Whether it's like I said, whether it's that it's not really him, whether it's that he's not really dead and he's faking it, or whether it's that he did it himself, or it was some crazy ass accident, like he falls down the stairs,
or multiple people had their hands.
Or multiple people. Yeah, I just think it's going to be some twist, but I think it's going to be a somewhat funny, darkly comedic twist. And not what we expect at all. Yeah, I guess we'll have to maybe Evelyn does something stupid that leads to it. Who knows?
Oh, I hope so.
I got the opinion from the press release with all the information, though. I did get the opinion that I keep wanting to call him Henry Shaw. His name's Harry Shaw, right? I don't want to say the wrong thing. Yeah. Harry Shaw. And his name isn't Shaw either. God, what is wrong with me? Harry Thaw. Clark Gregg's character that I can't say his name right. I really got the impression he was going to be in the show more. And I'm surprised he's not, because to me, he makes the perfect scapegoat to be the one that they blame for murdering him, because he's the only one that actually killed anybody, right? So I'm surprised we haven't seen that. And maybe we will. From what I could tell, and not that I went into deep research or anything, but from doing some Googling one day, it sounds like he really didn't go to, well, not that he didn't go to prison at first, but that he got out of the murder of insanity. So for an insanity plea. So I don't think he's going to stay at prison. So he might end up there again and be part of it, I hope. Because I'd like to see more of him. I think him and Evelyn together are hilarious.
Yes.
Hey, Trey. But yeah,
I don't know. Evelyn's in the light. So
she is. She is. She's ditzy to the extreme, but in the best way, and it's just funny.
Yes.
And yet that's why it's so funny to me that as much as she is clearly made out to not be aware of a lot of things, she's the one person that figured out that they were being conned. So that's kind of funny. But we'll have to see, I guess, how it goes. I guess there's 2 episodes left.
Yeah, there's some kind of, is there 6 or 7 episodes?
Look, I was under the impression from the information I got before the season started that there was 7 episodes. On Internet Movie Database, it said, I don't know if it still does, but it originally said 7 episodes. The thing is that usually when they have something like that on Internet Movie Database, it comes from the press that we're given. So there could have been a mistake, and then everybody repurpose that mistake because everybody thought that. Or it could be there's another episode out at New Year's. My guess is it probably was a mistake, but since I haven't seen the end of the 6th episode, because I've only seen these 4, I don't know. I guess I would say it would depend how it ended, whether I thought it was done or not.
Or it seems like there's something missing that got edited out.
Right. I mean, it definitely now seems like there's only 6, but unless they've been advertising there's a 7th one, I'm guessing it's probably was a mistake. But I have not seen past 4 because I just, with the holidays, have not had a chance. I do want to watch the end of it, though. And I just haven't been able to. So hopefully I'll get to do that in the next couple days. And then we'll come back next Monday and talk about episode 5. But yeah, I think this is a good show. It
Mhm.
makes me think that we definitely should be looking out for what else is coming to the network. I didn't
Yeah.
know anything about it. The only thing I knew
Mhm.
about the network is I was invited to some press for another show a long time ago, and or at least it seems like a long time ago. And for whatever reason, I never found out more information on it, so I kind of forgot about
Mhm.
it. And then whenever I got the invite to this, I'm like, this looks really good. But it makes me think they might have some other good shows coming up, so we'll have to watch and see.
Mhm.
Um, I'm sorry, B. That's okay. I mean, hey, you got till next week. There's not a whole lot of episodes to catch up on, and they're it's free. So if anybody did
Mhm.
miss them and you want to catch up, you can
Hmm.
watch the episodes for free on the network. There's
Yeah.
ads, but it's not too
Yeah, that's a
bad.
good thing about it is that you can access it easy.
Yeah, yeah, it is easy to access, and it is good. I really like it. As I said before, I think part of why I like it though is because it's so different. It's not like anything else that's on right now. In
Mhm.
a time when a lot of the things are like everything else, it's nice to have something refresh. It's refreshing to have something different. But yeah, I'm curious where it's going to go at this point, other than a murder, which we know.
Or not.
Or not. Yeah, that's true. I am saying that, so maybe not, but it's where it says it's headed anyway, is to a murder. But yeah, it's a unique little show, and I mean, I think it's a one and done. I don't think there's any intention of having more than a
Oh
season.
no? You don't think there's going to be a second season?
I don't think. I mean, I haven't heard anything about it, but um,
That would be a great concept if they made each season around a different artist.
yeah, it could
Like
be.
they had one about Degas, then they had one about Van Gogh and it's fictional, or they had one about Cezanne or something.
Yeah, they could just have it about.
Because
They could even just have it about a different historical figure. I mean, it wouldn't even have to be. It would have to be an artist just because the show's called The Artist. But I mean, they
yeah,
technically could do like a part two that's like the scientist or something. I mean, they
yeah,
could.
Tesla.
But yeah, I don't think that there's plan for more because I haven't heard anything else
Yeah.
press. But yeah, I like it, and I am excited to see the end. It's a quirky little show. If they had sent
Yeah.
it all at once, I would have watched it. Probably when I watched the first three, I would have just watched them all. But
Mhm.
I did not have it, so I couldn't.
I enjoy watching them one at a time.
I do too because I like talking about it. But at the same time,
Mhm.
I'm so used to binging things, and I've said before, I'm very
Mhm.
bad at not binging. I have no willpower. This is why that is why I watched the whole series of Shield in like a month or whatever it was, and I'm already on a
Oh,
rewatch. So I watch things and I binge them very badly, and I don't. I tend to not want to wait when they're available. I watch them. I admit I'm bad at that.
because like
But
watching 3 episodes of Stranger Things all at once was almost overwhelming to me.
yeah, see, it's not. But to be fair, a lot of times I have to, because what
Yeah,
I've
I
learned is
understand
like I
that.
don't want to. Like I try to watch I mean, I try to watch what I can, but like if I'm
Mhm.
covering something, sometimes I don't find out until like a day or two before. So I may
Yeah,
have like
then
a
you have
whole
to watch the
season to
whole thing.
watch. Yeah, and I can either not watch it and not feel like I'm comfortably prepared, or I can
Yeah.
watch a season in like 2 days or whatever. So I'm
Mhm.
very much used to doing that. But I have, even on occasion when it was just for myself, I have watched a full season of something in like a day and a half. So of
Yeah.
like a long season. I forget what it was. I think it was 12 Monkeys. That might have been a screener though. I
Oh,
remember I
that's
watched
okay.
something like 10 episodes in like a day and a half or something. And I'm like, I was at the point where I had sat watching TV for way too long. Like it was starting to bother me because I didn't like do anything. But I was like, I have to know what happens.
Or like
And
the leaves are red or whatever. It wasn't that show, The Leaves Are Red.
yeah. I just remember I watched a whole bunch of them once. I do that.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I mean, because we're doing the lives, I normally wouldn't watch 3 episodes of Stranger Things, but it's set up so weirdly when they're
yeah,
releasing them that
yeah.
you kind of want to watch them, so you're all like hyped up for the finale, and we could just watch the finale and then just do the finale.
Yeah. But it doesn't keep you talking about them too though, and makes you have
Yeah.
time to think about it. Excuse me. Yeah, B. I mean I did that too. I watched the first four all at once, and then I watched the second. Was it four?
Oh,
Whatever it
really?
was the first time. Was it, how many came out the first night? Was it 3 or 4?
4.
4. Okay. The first time I watched
Because I
all
watched
4.
1 and 2,
Um,
and then 3 and 4.
no,
And I like 3 and 4 a lot. I just never got to that back to that level that I liked them as much as 3 and 4.
I see. But no, I watched all 4 and then I watched
Yeah.
the second 3 the next time. I tend to do that. And that's also because I get no sleep. Like my problem is I'll make the mistake of starting something at like midnight or like 1 a.m. And then I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, I really want to see what happens. And then I turn around and it's like 5 a.m. and I'm like, oops.
The sun comes
And
up and you're like, oh.
like, why did I do this to myself? Sometimes I try to pace myself better and it does not work that way. That's why sometimes I try not to watch it that late at night. Cause like I know that I won't go to bed until I can't stay awake. Will start his amazing speech. Yeah. It was a long 3 episodes.
Yeah.
I look, I really liked Stranger Things though. Even if the writing wasn't as good as it could have been, I still enjoyed him.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
stuff you said last night made sense to me. Like, Will's speech is more like getting out his fears, so
Yeah.
Vecna doesn't doesn't have that power over him. Makes so much more sense to me. And having
It
a
does.
bunch of people in the room too with that makes sense to me, because you want to get your fear out to the most people
Mm-hmm.
possible.
Mm-hmm.
That totally makes sense to me now that
Well,
you said that in a way that I wasn't even thinking about, and
I'm
that made
glad. But
me.
yeah, I mean, look, if his fear was other people knowing and now everybody knows, he can't be afraid
Yeah.
because he knows what happened. And
Mm-hmm.
I like that he was smart enough to realize and be like, this isn't the future. This is what he's
Mm-hmm.
telling me could happen. And I do like that it kind of
Mm-hmm.
uses their own memories and fears, you know.
Yeah.
Um, oh, that's interesting. Fletcher said, not that we're supposed to be talking about that. We're talking about the wrong show right now. But they had
It's
scenes
fine.
of them making fun of Wilna's dream, and that's why he came out, but Netflix cut it. I can understand why Netflix would
Mhm.
cut that though, because that's kind of insensitive. Like it's a TV show, but still, I could see
Well, and
that.
it's so like that episode's so drug out anyway. To have that additionally there is
Yeah,
just it's just too much.
it is. I don't mind episodes being longer, but sometimes I think they need to like if you're gonna have all the episodes be like an hour and like
Hmm.
some of them are an hour and a half, then just make more episodes. Like, why have to
Hmm.
have 8 episodes and some of them are like double
Hmm.
episodes? Just make it like 10 episodes, just split them a
Or a
little different.
finale that's 2 hours long.
Well, they did that anyway,
Yeah.
but yeah. Well, there's all different. I think Fletch, I think it was, but Vecna used whatever he could against them, whatever their fear
Hmm.
was. We don't know exactly what he would have used for Holly in the end.
Yeah.
Um, just her fear of her family. I
Fear
honestly
of
don't
being
know.
alone, I think, because she doesn't think she has anything that grounds her, like Max said,
Yeah, so it
"Oh,
could kind of be
this
the
stuff
opposite.
grounds me to, the world." But I think Hallie looks around saying that she doesn't really have anything that grounds her, you know.
Yeah, but I think she did. I think she
But
just
she does, yeah. But she's
yeah.
like 7 or 14 or whatever age she is.
Yeah, we don't know how old she is. I said again, I wish they would have just like retconned it and then made the
Yeah.
joke about it and moved on, because the fact that we think she's supposed to be 7, maybe, or is she 10? Like it's even more confusing not knowing. Like just
Hmm.
say what she is and move on. Um, and
Yeah.
that would have made more sense. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we have 2 more episodes of The Artist. We still have the double episode yet of Stranger Things, obviously. That'll
Yeah.
be on Sunday. But meanwhile, guys, again, just to reiterate, you can join us again next Monday. We'll be doing the next episode of The Artist. We have our watch party at 9:30 Eastern in our Discord that's linked in the chat, and then our live at 11. But and yes, we have to have, I know I keep saying this, we need to have a watch party for the play before we do the final show
Yeah,
on Monday.
because I
So
watched
let
the U.S. play and the UK play, and I know Karen doesn't. I don't know if he can sneak behind Karen's back.
no, Karen doesn't have to watch it. I understand her point of
No, I
view.
mean
We're
if we want to have a
not
live about it.
Oh,
she
well,
probably doesn't
I'm
want to be part of that.
right. I think maybe what we can do, like I said, is talk about the finale and then like after do like a little thing on the
Yeah.
play. And that way she can not stay if she
Because
doesn't
it's
want to.
really hard for me when we're going through the recap and you guys are asking questions like, what
No, I
about
know.
the cave? What about Henry's this? And I'm like, I have the answers,
I
but
get
you're not
it. I
gonna
get it. But I also think that there's probably some people that haven't seen it that don't want to be spoiled either. So I think it's better to hold off until after the finale. Um, but
Yeah.
yes, I think she should watch it too, Fletch. But I get her point of view. If we're told we didn't need to, that
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
giving you a different experience seeing it. So her not watching it will give an experience, and us watching it will give a different experience. But I do think that we need to have a watch party before Monday to watch the play. I don't know that I'm gonna watch one of them, but I'll at least, or both of them, but I'll at least watch
Yeah.
one of them. And we'll try to schedule that, guys, in Discord. Go into the Stranger Things channel. Let me know like what time works for you guys. I mean, I'm home on Thursday. I know a lot of people probably won't be, but I'll be there most of the day, at least in the evening Thursday. And if not, we can do something over the weekend. But we'll try to get a watch party for that because as I was saying, our final show will be Sunday night. We'll be reviewing the final episode and probably something on the talking about the play as well. Yeah, I think it's mostly the same B. That's why I said I probably won't watch
Oh
both.
no, they're completely different.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just
The
the
UK
most.
one is longer, has more dialogue driven scenes. The US one cuts a lot of those for action scenes, but it answers a couple questions the UK play doesn't. So are both of these canon? Probably. I don't know. Maybe not.
I don't know. Yeah, we'll probably just pick one. Yeah, let us know too which one
Because
you'd
my
rather
least favorite part of Stranger Things is Vecna, so I'm glad everything becomes Vecna. I mean, I enjoy.
see. Yeah, I
You know
don't
what
know.
I
I want to
mean?
see
I
it.
mean, I like everything a little bit more Eldritch horror. Like the Mind Flayer was a little bit more Eldritch horror, not so much like guy in a suit, but you know,
Yeah, yeah, it still looks pretty good though. But yeah,
yeah,
I might still watch both. I don't know. I'm just saying I don't think we'll have a time for a watch party to do both. I don't know. Maybe we will. I just don't want to agree to do something that I may not have time to give you guys because it just depends how the week goes. But yeah, I mean we can have a watch party at least for one of them. We'll do that before Sunday. Our final reviews on Sunday. I don't know if we wanted to do another trivia or if maybe when we're done, if it's not too late, maybe we'll want to do some more trivia. I don't know. I think that depends how long our night goes on Sunday. I
yeah.
cannot do another 4 hours or whatever it was we did yesterday.
That's we're doing 3 episodes.
Yeah, well, but the finale is like 2 episodes, so all I
Yeah,
know is my legs bothered me and I can't sit that long again without
yeah. Understood.
I need to walk in between. B, which one will we watch? I don't know. Let me know in Discord which one you guys would prefer to watch.
UK one.
I'm down for either. I mean, I kind of feel like the US one makes more sense, but if you guys want to watch the
Why?
other one,
Why does it make more sense?
because the show's in the US, I feel like
That's
it's
your
more
reasoning.
official.
The UK
No,
is the
I mean, I just
original
feel like
one,
that would
though.
be more official. I tend to think this is my opinion, and I don't know if this is the case, but they've told us we don't have to watch the play. My guess is that if you've seen the play, you already have theories ahead of time of what's going on, and you have ideas about things, and you understand things other people that haven't seen it don't. But I'm
Mhm.
guessing whatever you need to know from the play, if there really is stuff that you need to know, they'll probably put in the finale
Yeah, I would
because
hope so.
I don't think they're going to say to people, you don't need to watch it and then it not make sense without it. That's why it
Mhm.
really makes me think that.
See, I was
So,
hoping there would be a certain cameo by somebody who was in the play, but I don't think that's going to happen because that's the finale, and I don't think this character is going to show. But they might show. Wink,
I don't know.
wink,
How
nudge,
long
nudge,
is
wink.
it? How long is it?
2.5 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
It's really long.
two
Yeah.
hours. Well, it's a theater play. You're paying a lot of
No, no,
money.
no. I just was
You're gonna
asking
get at
because I
least
was
three
like,
hours of action
no, no, I get that.
for your
I just was
money.
thinking maybe we could do it tonight, but people wouldn't know it's coming. And I don't know that I could stay up that long right now to do that. But
Yeah.
anyway, we'll find a time before Sunday. But that'll be Sunday night. And then meanwhile, we'll be back Monday for the artist. But before that, like I said, tomorrow night, we won't be having our 10 o'clock show because we're going to wait and hold off. So that way Karen's there to talk about the Pluribus finale. That'll be next Tuesday. But we're going to have our New Year's Eve party tomorrow night at 11:30. We'll do New Year's Eve trivia. We'll maybe do some 2005 trivia. I have not gotten it together.
2005?
Or 2000, I'm sorry, 2025.
All right.
Yeah, not 2005. It all depends also on how many I can get formatted for the PowerPoint. I haven't gotten that done yet. So if you had, I don't know if you had formatted him. I know you had said,
but if I can just cut and paste some stuff and send it to you, you're okay with that?
As long as it's in the format I told you, yes, because I can fix it and put it in the PowerPoint. It just has to be with the choices listed. It can't be like it has to be multiple choice. And then I'll get them put in. I'll make sure we at least have some. We just probably aren't going to do hours and hours like we did before. I'm thinking if it starts 11:30, I would say no later than 2:30 at the very latest, probably, just because I don't think I can go on and on that long. But we'll have fun. We'll do a party. So yeah, but guys, please let us know if you have any ideas or anything you want to see. You can always write us on Discord or on YouTube if you leave a comment. And otherwise,
Beehive Girl. Well, I don't want you to like end it, and I've got something to say.
No, go ahead. Sorry, no, go ahead.
Beehive Girl said, "How much longer is the UK play? It's not a condition of length. What happened with the UK play is there's more dialogue, and the US it's more action. So there's scenes of more actiony things going on than talking, and like a dream sequence has changed slightly, but I think they run about the same time. It just depends if you want to see more action or you want more dialogue, but the dialogue seems more meaningful to me. It's character development to me, and it feels better than just some
that makes sense. Yeah,
special effects. But the special effects are really good on the play, I'm gonna say.
Oh, that makes sense. We'll have to watch it. Like I said, I would say we could watch part of it tonight, but people won't necessarily see the notification in time. So I think it's better to at least wait.
I just watched it 2 times because I didn't know if I'd be able to. So I got the opportunity to do it, and I just did it.
Yeah, I'll have to watch one of them, but we'll see. I mean, like I said,
I think it's crazy that showrunners made 2 different plays, and then they set it up where there are going to be people that haven't seen it, and then people coming up to people and saying, well, this thing says this, and they have no idea if that's true or not, and creating a lot of havoc within the fandom because of it.
Yeah. No, I'm just kind of thinking like I almost want to say let's watch one of them tonight and then one of them another day. But my fear is we do that and then like not enough people are going to find out in time. And then it's like we're going to have to still have the other watch party. And I don't know if you guys want to watch it tonight and everybody's awake. We could maybe do it, one of them, but it would have to be like after a little bit because I got a couple things I got to do. But if
the Duffer Beehive Girl, the Duffer Brothers didn't write either of them. They had another writer write the play.
That's
an outside writer. They hadn't really written any theater beforehand, but that's just my 2 cents. My 2 cents. Funny. Nothing against her.
Oh, that's so funny though. It's surprising, but it's funny. But anyway,
I just find the whole thing. Sorry.
Discord. No, go ahead.
I just find the whole thing kind of batshit crazy myself, but
yeah. Well,
it's ballsy. It's a ballsy move, I'm gonna say.
Well, you seem like you liked it. I mean, did you like it or?
It's fine.
That sounds like a not really.
Well, like I just started with the whole like Vecna was my least favorite part of Stranger Things.
All right,
you can probably guess what the first shadow was about from that.
I can kind of guess.
But if you saw the poster to the first shadow, you would also understand what it was about.
I don't even, I remember it going on when it was because I actually think I could be wrong, but I think my writer covered it in California when it was out.
You think
she
so?
covered something Stranger Things. I don't remember what it was. I just know I couldn't do it because it was in California. Let me see.
Yeah, but the play
I
has
think it
only
was
been in
kind of-
Broadway and the West End of
No, it
London.
wasn't
So.
that. Was there something else though? Like what else was there? There was some kind of, maybe it was like a Halloween. I don't know. There was like some kind of drive-in performance or something that
Oh,
was
there
going on.
was. I know there was something at the Comic-Con. Was it at the Comic-Con?
No,
Like
it
they were
wasn't
sitting
at
outside of it?
Comic-Con.
Okay. Because a
It
lot of
was
times they'll have
something.
displays or good, like cool interactive things.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that. I feel like it was at something drive-in something. I don't know.
Hmm.
It's somewhere on our website. I just remember my one writer covered it because it was in California and I did not do that. Um yeah, you can't. Let me give you, you should be able to, hold on, let me see. How do I invite? Hold on. If it's for some reason not working.
We could just watch it tonight in a watch party if you want.
Yeah, that's what I said. If people want to,
I'm
we
game.
can. I just don't want people not to have a chance to see it. It's not going to let me copy it. I just use that shortcut when I send it to you from my website because it makes it easier and I don't have to remember the link. I'm trying to do a regular invite to server for you, but it's not hidden use copy. Why does it say hidden use copy button? See if this works. If that didn't be, because the other thing is basically just a redirection to Discord. But if for some reason somebody's looking for it and can't find it, it's just SciFi Vision. I mean, if you just, search SciFi Vision, you should be able to find it. But yeah, in all seriousness, if you guys want to watch it, I just don't want to do it and everybody be like, I missed it. I missed it. We could do it like in like a half an hour. That gives me time to do what I need to do.
I feel like it's something you probably need to see before the finale if you're
Yeah.
gonna watch it, because then
Yeah.
it would make the finale more. What's the word I'm looking for? More not interactive, more like vast, I guess, more
Involved. Yeah.
informative.
I think, I
I'm
mean, I
working
tend
on
to think
Nightfall
they're going
right
to
now,
talk
folks.
about all
So.
that stuff, but I guess we'll find out. But yeah, well, okay. It seems like you guys want to, then we'll do it in about, let's say about 30 minutes. I'll put a notification on Discord. We can still do the other one another day. We'll try to, if we, if everybody didn't get to see it, but at least that way some of us will get to watch it. And I'm fine with that if you guys want to do that, because that way at least I know I have time to do it because I'm making the time now. So that works.
Yeah.
But I do have to, like I said, I do got to get the questions ready for trivia tomorrow. So I know I can't do it tomorrow, but I'll do that after the fact. But yeah, we will. So some of you, I guess I'll see in Discord for our watch party in a bit. And the rest of you, hopefully we'll see tomorrow at New Year's Eve party. Yeah, and we'll go from there. And I know, make sure you guys, if you haven't, check out scifivision.com. I know some of the stuff isn't quite as updated as it should be, just with so many things that have gone on. It's gotten behind, but I'm trying to get everything caught up, and there's a lot of stuff coming in the new year. So make sure you check that and all our videos out. And it might be because you're in YouTube, B. I'm not sure. Can you send? I don't know.
Maybe copy and paste it into a regular browser, that link, and see if it works.
Yeah. I was wondering,
YouTube
like,
is kind of weird sometimes.
it could also be because I pasted it in StreamYard. Maybe let me paste it directly in YouTube. See if that works better. It should work. I mean, you have to have Discord, I think, installed for it to work. But it'll like open up. You got to download Discord. But either way, if you can't find it, if you go in Discord, my username in Discord is the same as it is in YouTube. So just DM me and say, hey, I'm looking for your server, and we'll get you a link and get it fixed up and make sure that you find it, because I will have my Discord open so you can message me. All right, guys, I guess that is about it then, at least on the artist front. And we'll talk about the next one next week. If we don't see you tomorrow, hope you all have a good New Year's Eve. Do you have anything else? Sorry, Scarlett, do you have anything else you want to say? I don't want to cut you off.
It was like, I don't know. I'm gonna go to the library and look up some Degas books so I can see if he was like really drunken and as anti-Semitic as they say he was in the show.
Yeah, you would think he'd be like, money, don't care, but I guess not. Apparently, he was not. At least in this show, he was not willing to sell it to people who were not.
I think I need to do a little research.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't. I think I've forgotten at least 85% of the art history stuff I studied. So
Oh, really? I don't
no,
know. I'm
I mean
kind
I
of
remember pieces and like I remember about the paintings, but like I don't remember like about the artist per se, I guess.
yeah.
Like if you showed me his paintings, I'd recognize them. Maybe some of them might, well, maybe not his particular because they look a lot the same. But like I recognize paintings and remember names of paintings, but I don't
Hmm.
necessarily remember the historical stuff. I have always hated history. Like I like the art part of the art history, but the history
History.
part, I am a bad at geography and I'm bad at history. I was
What do
always
you
good
have
at
against
science and
history?
English and everything else, but history was not my thing.
Uh,
I readily admit that. I was not good at history. So yeah,
but
I
you
don't.
can, but you can find the U.S. on a map, right?
Yes, I can find the US on the map. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Yes, I can find a lot of most countries and I can find all the states, thankfully.
Yeah.
But I just mean history itself. I'm
I
not
thought you said
not
geography as
one.
well.
No, geography, like I'm not great at geography. I mean, I know, like I said, I know where things are on a map. I don't mean it like that. I mean like knowing like what happened. That's I guess that's still kind of history the way I'm saying it, but can I
Oh, to
pinpoint
know,
stuff on a
like to
map?
know
Yes.
where the
Can I
like,
read a map? Yes.
sorry,
Sorry, what? Go ahead. Sorry.
to know where like all the different countries have changed throughout time. Is that what you're talking
Like
about?
that kind of stuff. Yeah, I said that's kind
Like
of history.
France used to be Gaul and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, like the
Yeah,
facts and stuff. Like the stuff we
yeah,
learned in geography class. Let's put it that way. I don't remember most of that. I mean, granted, I learned it in high school, how
or
long ago?
Pangea,
20,
like
20 plus years ago.
Pangea
Yes, I
becoming
remember
continents.
Pangea. There are certain things I remember. I just don't remember everything.
Yeah.
My mind, my memory has gotten shittier the older I've gotten. Uh, but but yeah,
Well,
the
I watched a
art
video.
stuff.
I watched a video where this guy made this globe out of colored pencils, which was really cool. But everybody was astounded that he could draw out all the continents by hand, and I'm like, I could draw out all the continents by hand on a map and make them
Yeah, I was
look.
gonna say, I
You
think
would know
that
what they were.
yeah, I mean, I think I could do that. I know I don't know like all the countries, but I know a lot of the countries where they're
Yeah,
at. I just don't know stuff about the countries, is more what I meant.
yeah,
That's why I said, I guess I'm more saying I don't know history and I don't know a lot of like current,
yeah.
not, I don't want to say current events, but like recent current events. And that doesn't have to be
But
super old history
yeah,
for me not to say I don't know it. I was never interested in history. I never liked it. So it was one of those things where I don't remember a lot of it. I was always great at English and math and even science, but those things,
mm,
not so much. Not so much. All right. Well, I guess that's about it,
yeah.
guys. I'll see
Well, I
you
have one
in.
more thing to say.
Go ahead. Sorry, no, go ahead. Go ahead. I told you. Just tell me to
No,
shut
I
up when
was
I talk
gonna
to you.
say, like, in school, I'm on NyQuil, so I'm a little slow. Okay, so I'm slow and grumpy.
No, it's okay. Go
Like,
for it.
in school, we had to memorize a continent, all the countries in the continent, the capitals of all those countries, and I
Yeah.
memorized that all when I was in school. And now the borders have changed, the names have changed, so it's not as impressive, you know,
Yeah. No, yeah.
because
At
my
one point, I knew like, I remember knowing all the capitals. I remember, except I
yeah,
think I learned the capitals because I like from watching Jeopardy and stuff. I think more than anything, not because of school. I remember like trying to memorize a bunch of the capitals, but
yeah,
um, I
yeah,
mean,
and trivia
it's
nights,
been 20 plus years since I was in high school. So,
At trivia nights, the flags are always really popular. Like at the end of a trivia night, they'll have like you can bet all your points, and they'll show a flag, and they'll be like, "What country is this flag?" You know.
yeah. Yeah. No, that's
So
true.
one of my
I,
friends had flag flashcards.
yeah. I know that the longer you don't like do stuff, the more you forget it. You know what I mean? Because like I used to know a lot more because I used to always watch Jeopardy and like I get them, but it's like I haven't really done that in a long time, and like I don't really. Yeah, my
Yeah.
brain's going numb. I don't know. We are going. I'm putting this in Discord now to have a watch party for the Stranger Things play in about 30 minutes. If you want to join us, there. I posted it in Discord, and now everybody will see it, and we will decide which one to watch as a group and do that. All right. Well,
Okay.
to be there in about 30 minutes, I need
Yes.
to go and get some
Yep.
stuff done. But
Yep.
I will see you guys then. And if not, have a happy new year and hope all your what you want comes true. And I am like, I am so broke right now. Sorry. I'm thinking of Christmas at the same time as I'm thinking of New Year's, and I realized that what I said made no sense. I hope you have a good New Year. That's what I should have said, and I should have just left it at that.
Oh, they call it Hogmanay in Scotland. Hogmanay.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, happy whatever you celebrate, guys, and
Someday I'll
we'll
go
see.
through all the days of Christmas with you, Jamie. The 12 days of Christmas, and we'll celebrate them all.
All right. We'll have to do that. Okay. Well, we're on what? We're New Year's is this. I'm assuming the 7th day, so we still got a bit left.
Yes.
All right. Good
Well,
night, everybody.
there's Boarhead Day, which is very popular.
That I've not heard of. So I just
Okay.
know I know of Boxing Day and I know of New Year's, and that's about it. All right. Good night,
All right.
everybody.
Good night, everyone.